You're tuned into Capital Jazz TV. I'm your host, Jodine Dorsey, and this is the 2019 Capital Jazz Presents, for the first time ever, the Indie Soul Jazz Festival. It's the late night Indie Soul Jazz Festival, and one of the first performers ever.
Yes, I'm going up first.
You are the first performer ever. Is K.Avett. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good. This is so new. This is new for Capital Jazz to do a late night festival, like a late night festival,
Yes.
part 2 from the Merriweather here at the hotel, and we're excited to have you.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this.
Thank you. Thank you all for having me. We are really, really excited to be jump-starting this new event. I think they're kind of catering to the late night, the night owl crew.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited to literally be the first person on the stage.
Ever. So yeah, it's interesting because Capital Jazz is a jazz. People know it for the jazz performers that they bring, and for the late nighters, we want to give them a little bit more soul, a little bit more indie.
Yes.
Create some new artists for them, if you will. Yeah. So this is going to be exciting. So tell me, how are you loving Maryland? How are you loving the Capital Jazz crowd? I know you're starting to see some people come through the hotel.
Yeah.
It's serious, huh?
Yeah, it is serious, and you can tell that people are here just ready for some good music because they're all coming in and they're just bustling in, and we're really excited. We've run into some people that, how you always run into somebody from where you are.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where in the world you are.
Yeah.
So we've already run into some people from Texas that are here.
Yeah.
And we're just really excited. We love the Capital Jazz Festival just as a whole, and it has such a legacy. This is the 27th year, and so just to be able to be a part of something brand new, so they're kind of like rebranding almost, and for us to be a part of it,
it's good. It's good. So you're from Texas.
I am from Texas.
Dallas, Texas.
Yes.
Okay. Where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Terrell.
Terrell. Okay.
Terrell, Texas, which is about 45 minutes from Dallas, but we're based in Dallas now.
So Dallas has such a huge music scene.
Oh yeah.
I mean, tell me about how Dallas has been helping groom you as an artist.
So, there are so many artists, so many producers there. Gino Young, Mariku Chinwa.
Love them.
Bobby Smart, not Bobby Smarks.
But from
There's
Snarky Puppy. Snarky Puppy. The guys from Snarky Puppy, they're from there as well.
Many.
Yeah. And Erica Badu, who's kind of like put the stamp on it.
Absolutely. And they are just so talented. And you'll hear of artists that you don't even realize that they have a connection to an artist in Dallas until you do some checking or whatever. But they're just so talented. And it's a very elite group.
It is.
It is a very elite group. You've got RC and the Grits.
I was just about to bring them up too.
Oh yeah,
because we've had them on the cruise.
Right.
We've had. You're going to actually share the stage with Carmen tonight, who's from Dallas as well. Yeah. So it's interesting. It's interesting to see all this Dallas talent.
And actually, I met her in Canada last year. We were both at a festival, an ILI festival. So, you can really hardly ever go anywhere and not run into someone who has some sort of connection to the music scene in Dallas because they're everywhere.
Yeah. So talking about the music scene, tell me about your new album.
My new album is called Lioness.
Lioness.
And
I love that title, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm so excited about this. There are so many firsts for me in this project. I was the executive producer. And of course I wrote on this project as well. I had a collaboration with Noel Gourdine, who is he's just so underrated, and his voice is so
good.
It's so
good.
soulful.
Yes.
It was just a great experience. And it's one of those projects where it's really personal, kind of speaks to just all of the many different sides that is K.Avett.
Yeah.
You know, I think everybody has, you know, just all these many sides. None of us are one-dimensional.
Right.
And that's kind of what the project is about. It's just kind of showing my multi-dimensional side.
Oh, nice. So I know that you're working. We got to give a shout out to George Littlejohn. I know you're working with him. Hi, George.
Hey, George.
And you also have some other performances coming on after you leave here at the Capitol Jazz, correct?
Yes. And I do just want to say, speaking of George, he has been such an integral part of just my growth and just a really great partner in this process. And so we always like to give our gratitude and shout outs where they are due. So,
Absolutely.
what's up, George?
Absolutely. Shout out to George Littlejohn, Purpose Records.
Purpose Music Group, yes. Coming up, we are really delighted to be involved in the second annual Dallas Block Party Pride event.
Nice.
And that's going to be in Dallas. It's on June 21st. It's going to be downtown Dallas, outdoors. You know, it's the summertime, so we want to do outdoor festivals and just have food, fun, music, and, you know, just good quality community fellowship.
Good deal.
Yeah.
So tell me about this series that you're doing on Facebook called The Box.
The Music Box.
The Music Box. Thank you for the correction. The Music Box. Tell me a little bit about this.
So it was really birthed out of, and this is just transparency, I get a little bit of anxiety when I perform sometimes. And so I said, well, let me, you know, this will be a great way for me to connect. And I don't know what it is. It's so different when you are on Facebook Live versus interacting with real people.
Right.
And so, but it's been a really great experience. I've connected with a lot of really good people. I've gotten shows out of it. And it's just
nice.
And also I'm a nurse. And so I marry music with medicine. We do health tips. We talk about, you know, weekly events, what's going on in the news. I'm kind of a news junkie.
That.
So it's just a way for people to see that that I'm not just one dimensional. I don't just do music because I don't. I will have a show and then go and take care of a person the next day at work.
Wow. So that's a lot to unpack, because there's a whole conversation we can have about health and music.
Gosh. Absolutely.
And that intersection, what that looks like. Why was music so important to you?
Well, there have been so many studies that have shown that there is a direct connection between music and the recovery of patients, even patients that have had comas, patients that have had strokes, patients that have dementia, all of those things. Music has a way of kind of reawakening those neurons. And so I'm very in tune with just the marriage, the connection between those two things, because I've seen the way that it can help people therapeutically. And so even in creating my own music, I want it to be something that connects with somebody. When they hear that, they can apply it to something that they've been going through in their own life. Because we all have that one song, right? Where when we hear it, we think about, you know what? I was driving down Highway 30. I had just broke up with my boyfriend. Or, you know, whatever.
I have a soundtrack. Right. Soundtrack for Jodine. Like, I could tell you about what I was listening to at what time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's funny because and I know they're going to tell me to wrap it up real quick, but I've got to share the story with you as we talk about music and health and how important those two live with each other or married to each other. My father had dementia, and I remember when I was like taking my father around to the hospital, and he wouldn't even remember who I was. Like, he was just in the car with me. He didn't, you know, he couldn't remember a lot. And I promise you, when those Haitian Christian songs, those Haitian gospel songs came on, like, me and my dad were connecting, and I didn't even know the songs. I was just humming it, like, you know, when you're just trying to like make it up as you go, and you can see the happiness in his face when he heard that music. And we were driving around to the hospital, and it was just like that was a moment for me, like to see him in that space. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I definitely agree. And I think that's the beautiful thing about music, is that it connects us in a way that so many other things can't. And sometimes you don't even have to speak the language. You can feel the energy from the song or from the music. And that's all you need to connect. And we just need more music.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Absolutely. I am glad you are releasing the lioness with it too. I am so happy about that. So tell me, how can people come see the box? You got to see the music box. You got to come see it.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so right now I'm kind of in the beginning stages of my creative process for my next project. So coincidentally, the music box is kind of on a small, brief hiatus.
Oh no! But they can see like the old previous episodes.
Oh,
absolutely. You got to see them because I watched them all last night.
Absolutely. So it's on Facebook. If you look up K.Avett, that's K.Avett, no spaces. And you can find it there. And you can also connect with me on Instagram and Twitter under that same name.
And Lioness, how can we get that?
Lioness is available anywhere music is sold. So, so iTunes, Spotify, Amazon.
Anywhere you get music.
Anywhere you get music.
Perfect, perfect. Well, I am excited about your performance here.
Thank you.
The very first late night indie soul jazz festival that Capital Jazz is presenting.
Yes.
So thank you so much for joining us from
you.
Dallas. And any shout outs?
Oh my goodness. I just want to give a really great shout out to the band that will be accompanying me today.
Dre!
They are so awesome. And we just,
Dre.
you know, you just kind of meet people and you just kind of connect. And music has a way of doing that anyway.
Yeah.
But I am so excited about tonight because of our rehearsal yesterday. So I just want to give them a big thank you because they were so great.
Yeah, the house band is amazing. Dre holds it down, brings the musicians together, and just holds us down here at Capital Jazz. So thank you for shouting him out. This is Jodine. I'm with K.Avett, and you are tuned in to Capital Jazz TV.